What's up guys, it's Alex, and we are back, OG style, in the garage. What I want to go over with you guys real fast is classic bikes and modern bikes, and just some basic differences between them. Super basic stuff. Obviously, on the surface, classic bikes are old bikes. Modern bikes are newer bikes. But there's kind of like a point where they kind of divide, and there's some real big characteristics between the two of them, okay? So real fast. Two test subjects for today are going to be my Victory Highball as the modern bike and my CB500 as the classic bike, okay? Real fast differences. My Highball, 2016, V-twin, fuel injected, belt drive, disc brakes on the front and the back of it, okay? My CB500, Honda, 1973, 4 cylinders, air-cooled. The Victory was air-cooled too, by the way. Carbureted, 4 separate carburetors on this thing. Pain in the ass, huge pain in the ass. Sort of a disc brake on the front, that's arguable. I mean, it is a disc brake, but it kind of works like shit most of the time. Drum brake on the rear, old school as crap, okay? Chain driven. Let's look at the exhaust real fast. Exhaust on my Highball. Legitimate Freedom pipes, bought them brand new, did a fuel tune to the fuel injection to make them all work. Upgraded airbox. They came from Victory. Super easy stuff, all right? CB500. I literally got this thing as a rolling frame and a bunch of boxes full of parts and had to build what you see here, okay? Bought the Victory just about the way it is. The CB500 didn't look anything like that. It came in boxes. I had to set the motor up. I had to put it all together. I had to paint the thing. I had to fix all kinds of crap. This thing was a mess. I basically built this like cafe stylish deal you see here, okay? Like this. Maybe I may do a whole, you know what? I'll do a whole video on the CB500. That'll be coming up soon. I'll do a whole video on my CB500 build, okay? Exhaust on this thing. That is some like stock Honda head pipes and then like literally some homemade crap for exhaust pipes, and it works just fine. 4 carburetors, and I've got some pod filters hanging out the back of those things. Sketchy as crap. So it all boils down to it with classic bikes versus modern bikes, like your vintage bikes versus modern bikes, old versus new bikes. Your new bikes, they just work better. I mean, that really, when you really boil it all down to it, your classic bikes are old, they have a cool style to them. Just like, kind of like classic cars, they've got this, the fact that they're rough around the edges and a little bit more of a pain in the ass is kind of half of what makes them cool, you know what I'm saying? So I do enjoy my CB500, but I don't ride it very often because it's much harder work, it's much more of a pain in the ass. I can't just come out here and fire that ride up and take off, okay? I'm gonna have to spray some freaking starter fluid into the pods on that thing. I'm gonna have to warm it up for 10-15 minutes before it's gonna go anywhere. If it's moist at all outside, it's not gonna work because I'm running those big open air filters on it. I love it, it's fantastic, but it's a little bit more of a pain in the ass. My Highball, I can put the key in it, jump on it, go. So that's the deal. Modern bikes are easier, they're more convenient, they just tend to work better. Your classic bikes have a cool factor, they're a lot of fun to ride, and they're really great for a lot of things. They're just not as easy. You know, if you're a beginner rider, I would definitely recommend getting a modern bike. Do not get a classic bike if you're a beginner. I mean, if you've got 500 bucks and all you can get is a $500 basket case and you want to build a motorcycle, I've done it, it's freaking awesome. I just recommend first time riders get a modern bike because they're easier, they're safer, the brakes on them work better, they're just all around easier to ride and easier bikes. You don't have to work on them quite as much, they're just easier, okay? Vintage bikes, super great, some of my favorite bikes ever, man. There's 2 of them right there. I mean, I love vintage bikes. Don't misconstrue this for I don't like vintage bikes. I love vintage bikes. Vintage bikes are cool. Modern bikes, just easier, okay? That's it. Vintage versus modern. I'll do a build video on the CB500 pretty soon because I think that'd probably be kind of cool for you guys. I'm Alex, take it easy. Peace.